Okay, live.
The second leg of the opening weekend for the Valley Wildcats here on High Button Sports. My name is Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the Apple Dome in Berwick, Nova Scotia, and we're away. The Wildcats regrouping in the middle. This one's sent back. Keating's there to regroup it for the Wildcats. Across to McKay. There goes Ferguson working in his shot off the post. Now it's up into the netting. We'll get a stoppage play. We're going to face off down here to the left. Hunter Martin working in for the Wildcats. Face off won by the Bandits, worked up the wall. It's kept in at the line by Bartow Kelly. Worked down to Lonigan. Lonigan tried to send one to the slot. It's knocked away from Rolls. Now work to the middle of the ice. Burke's there for the Bandits. It's back to Kelly at the point. And now behind the net. Greeno chipped at that one, and now it's a chance away for the Bandits. They're working down in. Backhand shot on. That one's fought aside by Harvey, and now it's worked down low. Body gets dumped in the corner, and now puck to the front of the net. Saved by Harvey. The Wildcats will set up for a face-off in the defensive zone. Puck sent around the boards by Greeno, back to the point, picked up there. Sent on. That shot just wide. McGuire sends one down the ice. And that'll be an icing call to the Wildcats. Now we're going to face off to the right of John Harvey. This one fought off, blocked in front, didn't get its way to the net. And now a battle along the near side wall. That one shot on, and Harvey will cover up one more time. The Wildcats coming off a 4-3 win last night over the Halifax Wolverines. Tommy Ferguson with the hat trick in that one, and Hunter Martin with the game winner. But there go the Bandits, a shot from in tight, saved by Harvey, and the rebound was chopped at, but Harvey there to cover up. Now the face-off one by Ferguson. It's up to Howard. Caleb Howard, he takes a bump. He's some sturdy for his size. Howard lays a bump down in there. Now it's up the wall. Back to Keating. He's going to send it up the wall, and now Ferguson trying to break in. Puck taken away by Parsons. Parsons back up the wall. And now we go the Bandits. Odd man rush, they're working in. A big hit there from Connor Keating. Now the Bandits work it up the wall, but Ferguson first on that puck, sent back in by Parsons. It's going to hit the skate and go across to McKay. McKay up to Howard. Howard chips it in. Gets a stick in there. McLean, no call on the play. Now pass up to the neutral zone. It's taken down in by Camus. Camus misses the hip check there from Fowler. And now it's out to neutral ice. The captain, Hunter Martin, skating down in, chips a backhander into the corner. Now it's back out to the point. That shot from Bartow Kelly just wide, and now it's on the back of the net. High stick called, raved off, and now a shot in front, tight from Lonergan, gets turned aside. It's back to the point. Now Lonergan back down low. Chance out front, turned aside by the blocker, and now Chandler's on it. Enzo Chandler, the smooth skating Bedford Bandit. Chandler was at the Atlantic Challenge Cup a couple of weekends ago with Nova Scotia U15 team. As a chance in front for Lonergan, goes over the net. Now the puck worked back behind the Bandits net. They'll regroup out to center ice. There's Burke walking in. His shot goes high and wide over the net. And now a chance away for Jesse Gallant. He's working his way in. He's going to send it to the corner. Gallant beat to the puck, but picked up there by Ben Root. Robichaud working in, but it's chipped up the wall, and now the Bandits are away. Now McLean will send a long one in. That one just over the net. Now Kelly takes a tumble down there in the corner. It's back to the point. Parsons sending this one back down deep. Now this one's chipped up the wall. Can't get out. And now it's picked up again by Robichaud. He sends it to the wall, and now McLean will fire it back up for the Bandits. This one's chipped all the way back down. Bartow Kelly will fire it around for Howard. He chips that one to center for Ferguson. Ferguson's away. He knocks a man off the puck, and he's back on it down there in the corner. McLaughlin takes a bump, and now Howard runs in there for McLean. McLean spins off the check, and he's going to send one out to center ice. That's tipped, and now McKay has to get back for it. McKay skating up, stops and resets, sends a pass out to center ice. It hits McLaughlin. McLaughlin sends it across to Howard off the heel of his skate. And now Howard sends a man to the ice with his check. Now it's McLaughlin sending a shot on. This one's turned aside. Young sends it back. And now Labucki again sends this one out front. A dangerous pass. This one's to Young on the half wall now. Young sends one cross ice. Picked up by Keating. Chipped up to Ferguson. And now Ferguson hits Howard, and they'll send it in. It's Rolls giving chase. He gets bumped. And now McLean picks it up for the Bandits. He's pinched off by Rolls, and now again behind the net. Lonergan pressures that puck back to that point. A shot from Bartow Kelly goes wide. Now Martin on the half wall. It's out to center ice. It's sent back in. Now Lonergan on it for the Wildcats, trying to work out front. Back to the point, Greeno. As this one chipped by him, and now a chance away for the Bandits. Shot coming. This one's turned aside by Harvey. Now Martin chips this one up the wall to Lonergan. Lonergan battling in along the boards with a couple of Bandits. Greeno down low, chips it up the wall. This one just gets out. Enzo Chandler's on it for the Bandits. He's got a man on him. He swipes it across. Robertson sends it up the wall. And now a shot going just over the net and wide. Now the Wildcats will chip this one out. Man takes a bump in the corner. Gallant in there to help him out. Ferguson chips it to the line, not out, and now a chance down low for the Bandits. Robertson sends one to the net. Turned aside by the stick of Robichaud. And now Robichaud's away to center. It's Gallant. Gallant working in. Got a couple of men on him. He stays up. Now a trip coming, and the Wildcats touch up. We'll get the first power play of the game. Face off one back by the Bandits. Parsons sends it in deep. He gets rocked at the point, and benches go loud for that. This puck sent down the ice. Parsons has a man on him. Goaltender comes out to stop it. Parsons takes another hit there from McLaughlin. McLaughlin runs into another man, and now it's back out to center. Sent back down deep from Caleb Howard. Now Parsons stops up to center, chipped over the stick, and now it's picked up by Ayotte. Ayotte driving wide to center ice. He's had a man stepping up on him. That was Hunter Martin. Now this one's sent back down the ice by Ferguson to center ice. It's tipped, and McLean had that one over the shoulder. It's a high stick on the call. And we'll get a face-off right outside the Wildcats line. 5:45 to go in the first period. This one's shipped back to the line. It hops over the stick. And now the Bandits will have to come back, regroup, backhand across to the partner. Now it's up the wall. Ferguson sends it back in. Now Labucki picks it up one more time, up the wall. Back to center ice. That pass missed the stick. Now Ferguson's giving chase down there. Regroup up the other way for the Bandits. Now it's work to center. Sent in. Quick shot turned aside by Harvey. It's off the glass. Now Greeno sends it back up the wall. To the point. Shot from the bookie, tipped on, and now a rebound in front. Chance for Young, but he can't get that one to go on net. Now Young, wrap try. Now this one's sent down the ice by Ferguson. 15 seconds left to go on the penalty. Worked up the ice. This one's chipped ahead for Robertson, and now the Wildcats will send a long one back down the ice. It'll go for the icing. And with just under 4.5, we'll get a face-off back down to the right of Jonah Harvey. Lonergan wins that one off the draw. He sends it down the length of the ice through the skates and That one will be called an icing call once more. 4:19 to go. Face off won by the Wildcats, chipped out to center. Being worked around by Burke, sent to the front of the net. Chandler's on it. He sends a shot on, saved by Harvey. Rebound there. And the whistle goes. 4 minutes on the clock. Enzo Chandler sent a shot on it. Was almost put to the back and then on the rebound by Chandler, but Harvey able to keep it out. Face-off will come down to the left of Jonah Harvey. Rolls in Chandler. Chandler wins it through the legs. It rolls ahead for the forward, but it's back up the wall through the skates of Root. A shot to the corner from Robertson. Now a chance for the Bandits. Try to send it out front. Shot coming. That one's over the net. Now Chandler on the half wall. Trying to make a pass to the middle. This one's taken away, and Root will send a backhander down deep. Now Camus. He's going to work in, try to make his way to the net. Harvey one more time will cover up for the face-off. Shots 10-4 in favor of the Bandits so far. Saw Tatum Innes turn away 40-plus shots last night in a winning effort against the Wolverines. And now Greeno working in, his shot off the bar. Gallant, Robichaud, McGuire out here for the Wildcats. Chip back to the point. This one just kept in, sent back down deep by Robichaud. McGuire gets pinned down to the boards. He sends a backhander out to the half wall, but it's picked up by the Bandits, sent the other way. Greeno stops up, down deep. He gets the puck stripped from him. Now it's out to the point. McGuire first on that puck. He's going to make a move on his man. Gets by Parsons at the point. And now Robichaud will send it back down deep to McGuire. McGuire finds a man at the point. That's Fowler, and now he'll send it back down deep. Now the Bandits turn that one over in the defensive zone. Ferguson's down low. Now McLean trying to get away from pressure. He falls. Ferguson picks it up, tries to lay it back to the point. A chip puck doesn't get past the hash marks. And now the Bandits are away. Chipped the puck down into the corner, and Greeno's on it one more time, giving chase behind the net. Picked up by Ferguson. He sends it back to Greeno. Greeno out of position, tries to chip it back up the wall. Now this pass intended for Howard. This one's going to go wide past him. Howard sends a bump into his man. Now Ferguson stops up, back to the point. McKay has to regroup. Sends a pass across to Keating. Keating up to Ferguson. He chips it in. Here goes Labucki at the point. He takes a hit from Hunter Martin. And now Martin has this one Chip past him. He's going to be first on it. Tries to make a move. Looking for the man. That's Lonergan safe in front. And that one's held on to. We're going to face off as Lonergan gets into a shoving match down there with Hayes. But Hayes looks like he's the only one picking up a penalty from that one. It'll be Hayes with a 10-minute misconduct. Or unsportsmanlike. Back to the point to McKay. McKay sends a shot in. It's off the shin pad. Rolls down deep. He's fighting with it. This one's sent up the wall. Doesn't get by the half wall. Lonergan has it below the net. Tries to work out to Martin. Martin back to the point. To Keating. Martin working in. His shot just goes wide. Now McKay at the point. To Rolls. Moves it back into McKay. McKay, shot blocked. Now he's working in. Penalty coming to the Wildcats. And now we'll get a face-off coming with Lonergan making the way to the box. And we'll get a face-off back down to the Wildcats' end. Nine seconds on the clock. Martin in there to take the draw for the Wildcats. He wins it back. Now it's around the glass. Rolls, picks it up. Sent back in by Robertson as he sends Martin to the ice. This one's off the back of Greeno. And that'll do it for the first period of play here on High Button Sports. We'll be right back for the second period of play. Second period of play here on High Button Sports. Still scoreless through 20 minutes. Ferguson and Gamus working in off the draw. 4-on-4 hockey to start the second period. Pass for Ferguson. It's in the skates. Now Ferguson's away. Has a chance to send it across. This one's rude. Turned aside and it'll be covered up. Ferguson picked up 3 yesterday. 2 on the odd man rush. 1 on a breakaway. So he's got speed and he used it last night. Used it there for sure. Rude sends one back to the point. Back to Diebel. Sends one down to Ferguson. Ferguson tried to hit Greeno breaking in, but that one got chopped away from him. Greeno to the slot, taken away. Now Ferguson tried to reach for that one. It's taken away, and the Bandits go away. Try to hit a man with a stretch pass, but it's call an icing on the play. We'll get a face-off back down to the Bandit zone. Caleb Howard on the draw for the Wildcats. He wins it back, and McKay will send it deep. McLaughlin in there, sends a hit on his man, but McLean with a hard pass cross ice for Burke. Burke walking in, drives low behind the net. Puck stripped from him by Keating and McKay. Howard sends a big hit into his man, knocks the stick out of his hands, and now it's back out to center ice. Picked up by McLean. McLean spins off McGuire, but McGuire still on him. Now a pass ahead. This one still onside. Lebucki looked to be ahead of the play, but he sends it back. Shot coming from the slot. Backhand. Now it's a rebound save from Jonah Harvey. Now Chandler working in a saucer pass to Lebucki. His shot goes over the net. Harris sends it back in. Chandler comes in there to help out. Now Howard gets taken down. Now a chance in front of the Bandits. A good stick defensively by Keating to break that one up. And now Howard is away with Lonergan. Howard goes off the box. Lonergan lone man in. Now the Bandits will head back up the ice. Bartow Kelly has this one skip by him, and that'll go for the icing. .17:44 left on the clock in the second period. Lonergan on the draw. This one's one down deep into the Bandit zone and chipped back up the wall to Bartow Kelly. He plays it back up to McLaughlin. Back to Bartow Kelly in the skates. Gonna take a look. Send one up the wall to Jesse Gallant. Gallant working in to the slot. Had that poked away. Now the Bandits are back up. It's Lebucki. Lebucki tried to make a move. He gets pinned to the wall, and now it's back down deep. Chance out front. This one goes upstairs. After some good defensive play in front by the Wildcats, another rush comes back down the ice, and it's roofed upstairs for the 1-0 lead. Now Ferguson, he's on it. Back down deep in the Bandit zone. The Wildcats surrendered the first goal in yesterday's game before powering back and scoring 4. This one's picked up by Fowler, back behind his own net. He chips it up the wall to Rude. Rude can't get that one out of the zone, and now Fowler does, but it's right back in. The Bandits coming in. Rude again on the half wall. Now Robichaud. He picks this one up, tried to make a move. It skips off his stick. Back to Rude. Now McLean working down deep in the corner. Back to McLean. McLean across to the Bedford forward, but that one off the stick of Smith and into the Wildcats zone. Robichaud regrouping here for the Cats. Now Greeno. Down deep, he spins off a check, but it's taken from Smith, and Greeno's back on it. Up the wall. Back to Parsons. Parsons is trying to send this one across to the other side. It gets back to Greeno. Greeno sends it up. And now Rude's away. Rude drops it to Robichaud. Robichaud working in his shot. Tried to go backdoor to Ferguson, but that one just missed on the backdoor. Now here go the Bandits. Try to be worked in. Linesman called offside. No call on the play. Now Ferguson working back in. Chips it past his man. Now he works out front. Chance for Martin to chip one in, and that one goes behind the net. Chipped out front by Martin. This one goes through everybody in the slot. Now Lonergan back down low. Cycles back down low to Martin. Martin tries to work it out front. That pass into some sticks, and now the Bandits are back out on the offensive attack. Worked in, shot turned aside as it goes wide. Now Young on it behind the net. Keating up the wall to Rolls. This one hits a body and doesn't make its way out. Now Rolls will send it back down the wall. Picked up by Labucki down deep. He sends one to Chandler. Out to Burke. Burke driving in, drops to Chandler. Chandler had a good stick on his stick by Rolls, and now it's up away for Howard. That pass out of the reach of him, and Howard will have to skate back down the ice for the face-off in the defensive zone. That's an icing. .22 left to go in the second period. Chandler, Burke, Camus out there for the Bandits, with Rolls, Martin, and Howard for the Wildcats. Face off, one back. Sent down deep for Burke. Camus picks it up, tries to work it to the front of the net. Picked up by McKay. McKay tries to hit Rolls on the breakout. Now it's sent back down deep for Harris. Harris stops up. And now Burke working in his shot, saved by Harvey, and Harvey snags that one, and we've got a whistle. Keating and Burke having a friendly conversation behind the net. Burke working in on the drum with Ferguson. One back to the point. Harris sends it back down deep. Now Chandler. Back to the point. Sent back across, and now McLaughlin tries to send it up the wall. Now it's back out to the slot. Chandler had it. Sent back in front by Ferguson. His block is out to the point, and now Ferguson's away with Howard. Ferguson shot off the chest, and now it's out to the slot area. Both of those shots turned aside. Now Howard working in. His shot just goes wide into the corner. McLaughlin back to the point. Greeno across. McLaughlin shot tipped down just wide. McLaughlin tried to send this one down low for the cycle. Now Howard back out to Greeno. His shot off a stick, and this will be tipped. And Camus just evaded the check of Greeno there. Going the other way. Offside called for the Bandits, and now Howard sends this one to McLaughlin, but he elects to go for the change. Now Greeno working in. Martin skated by the loose puck back to Bartow Kelly. And now the Wildcats will regroup. Kelly behind the net. Sends it up the half wall. Puck taken away by Ayotte. Back to the point. Harris sends a shot through, tipped in front. That one just goes wide. Now Greeno's on it. Shipped to the wall by Rude. Rude just can't get that pass. McLean, and now a chance for Jesse Gallant working in. He's driving wide, going to go to the net. That shot just off a pad, and that rebound goes wide. Now Bartow Kelly sends one down deep. Gallant looking for a option out in the slot area. This one's turned aside, and now Smith sends this one in, chipped to the wall, and not out by Diebel. Now Diebel has it behind the net. He's going to chip one off the wall. Hit a man up high, and now Robichaud's away. Robichaud has it in his feet. He picks it back up. And now Bartow Kelly will send it in. He's on the chase. He gets turned aside by McLean, and now it's back out. Bartow Kelly back on the chase. Diebel keeps it in at the line, but just for a second as this one gets played back out. Here come the Bandits working in. A shot is blocked by Robichaud as Robichaud sends a shoulder into his man on the half wall. Back out to neutral ice. Now the goal scorer from earlier. That one turned aside as it's turned aside by Jonah Harvey. Face off one back to Hayes. Hayes shot, sends it through, and that one just hit the post. This one sent back into the slot area. Back to the point. Working in, shot tipped in front through the legs of Harvey, and now just wide. Set behind the net. Young tried to work it out. Shot coming from Cameron again. It's turned aside. He's already got one. He's looking for two. Now Young tried to center it out front. Jam play turned aside by Harvey. Now Camus working in. This one's sent to the blue line. Chipped back in. Now McKay has it on the half wall. He's got it stripped from him by Cameron. Working in. Shot over the net. Now this one's chipped back to neutral ice. Wildcats pick it up at the red line. That's Rolls. He's going to work in. Sent to the slot. Now it's off his skate. Camus away. Now here goes Burke. Burke driving in with speed. He's looking for an option. Sends one across the crease. Chandler just on the back door. Couldn't get a stick on it. Now Chandler across the top of the zone. Enzo Chandler drops that one. Sends a shot through off a skate. And now Camus' rebound is turned aside as well. Now Burke sends it back down. Camus giving chase on Hunter Martin. Back to Robertson at the point. Turned aside by Harvey. Harvey lost track of that one after the rebound. And now it's sent to center. This one tipped. Won't go for the icing as Robertson picks it back up. Back to Bartow Kelly. Kelly sends it back down deep. He has the right side of the red, and that's no good. Now McLaughlin sends a hip there into Enzo Chandler. Now Robertson drops it back. McLaughlin going there, sends a hit on Hayes. Now Hayes knocks his own man to the ice. Now Camus to center. Howard running into the wall there, and now it's picked up on the half wall, sent back down deep. Bartow Kelly giving chase for it. Howard drops back to cover for him. Now it's Fowler. Fowler trying to evade pressure on the back end. Chips one out to McLaughlin, but it's past him. Harris picks it up. And McLaughlin able to chip it down in deep. Harris picking it up again for the Bandits. He'll take his time, send it cross ice. Robertson hits Smith breaking in. Smith around his man. He's got a chance. Goes upstairs with this one short side, just wide of the net. Ayotte kicks that one back into the zone. And now Rude working in. He's got a man out front. That's McGuire. Rude on the half wall, loses it in his skates, back down deep. Now McGuire back up the wall. Now McLean behind the net. McLean sends a long pass down the ice. And that'll be called an icing on the play, and we'll go back down the other end. Face-off will be brought back to center ice after a discussion by the referees. Hunter Martin talking with the linesman now. 7:01 to go in the second period. Shots 19-10 in favor of the Bandits, who hold a 1-0 lead. Face-off one ahead by Lonergan. Lonergan chips it past his man. That's Parsons. Back to Keating at the point. Keating sends it back in. Lonergan behind the net. Now Martin. Back to the point. McKay sends it back down to Martin. Stops up. Tries to make a move. This one taken away from him. Now McKay back at the point. He's trying to evade some pressure at neutral ice. And now a chance for Ayotte working in. He's taken down. And we'll get a penalty. It's a tripping call. So the Wildcats going back to the penalty kill, with Connor Keating heading to the box for 2 or less for the trip. And the Bandits going back to the power play. Now shot going in, tipped in front. Young tried to send this one cross crease. Back to the point. Babuki to the half wall. Shot coming into Cameron. Cameron tried to bang one. Now Howard comes in. Howard rips this one around and out of play. Face-off will come back down into the Wildcats' end. Face-off one back to the point. Now Chandler working in, sends one cross ice to the net, tipped in front. Now Harvey will save that one and cover up. Some extracurriculars in front of the Wildcats net. Burke on the draw for the Bandits against Ferguson. Burke coming out. Chandler will come in to take it. Ferguson knocks Chandler down off the draw and sends it down the ice. Now the Bandits working it back up. It's Camus on the power play, knocks his man down to the ice. Fowler. Now it's back to Robertson at the point. Across to Burke. He walks back. Now it's across to Robertson. Sends one in. This one just goes deep. Back to Burke. Burke back down in the corner to Harris. Harris fighting off that one. Tries to send a backhander, and Ferguson will send one down the length of the ice, killing some precious time here on this Bandits power play. 25 seconds left on the penalty to Connor Keating. Camus comes down the right wing, tries to stop up, send one to the front of the net. Now it's back to the point. All the way back out to center. Burke picks it up at neutral ice, makes a move, he's working in. Burke, shot, save, turned aside by Harvey, sent in front, a rebound, they score. Power play goal with 4 seconds left on the clock. And the Bandits extend their lead to 2. Now Keating sends one deep. Picked up behind the net. Bandits starting the breakout. Sent cross ice. That pass in the middle intended for Ayotte, but icing on the call. We'll get a face-off back down in the Bandit zone. Face-off. Won by the Bandits. It's chipped up the wall, but Gallant's there for the Wildcats to keep it in. Chipped back down by McKay. Now a battle along the far side wall. It's picked up by the Bandits. They'll work it back out. Chipped cross ice. Oh, back to center. Ayotte sends it down deep. Keating picks it up. He's out of the box, and both teams back to even strength of rolls. They'll send one cross ice just out of the reach of Gallant. And now send right back in. Keating picks it up behind the net. Sends one out to neutral ice. It's off the stick of Martin. Gallant has a chance to break in, but McLean able to pick up the loose puck. And now he's going to go down the left-hand side. McLean, the captain, working in. Tries to work out, goes cross ice. Back to the point. That one turned aside, and Harvey will stop up. And we'll get a face-off. 2:59 to go in the second period. Oh, a little heave away on a Sunday afternoon. Charlie McLaughlin picks it up, sends it to the other McLaughlin. No relation. Last name spelled differently. As the shot is turned aside, and the Wildcats down 2 with 2:47 to go. We'll have to get some shots on the board, down 23-11. We saw it last night. They were heavily outshot, but came away with the win. Now the Bandits chipping it back down in. A chance for Cameron to get his second of the game, but turned aside, and now Ferguson sends it back down around the net. In the skates. Picked up behind the net by Young. Now Young back to Hayes. He sends it in. Back to the point. Labucki sends it back to the half wall, and now it'll be pushed out by Ferguson. Lonergan tried to reach at that one, and now it's a battle along the blue line. Some bouncing pucks, and now Lonergan has it bounce off his skate and into the Bandits' end. Greeno sends a long pass up to Ferguson. Ferguson through the middle. Tries to make a move. He's going to drive wide. Backhanded in front. Lonergan was there, but couldn't get a stick on it. Chandler sends a long pass up the middle off a leg. Ferguson tries to go back up, but Robertson sends it back down. Greeno sends one back to center. McGuire sends it in. Harris picks it up down there for the Bandits. He's got some time, sends it up the wall. And now this one's sent back in. Camus working in. His shot is blocked. Second shot leaves a big rebound from Harvey, and now Burke working down low. Chandler swipes that away from Burke. Chandler favoring his arm or upper body area. Looked like it might have taken a slash as the puck comes back down deep. Robertson lays it back to Harris. Now Burke with speed through the neutral zone. He's going to work his way down. Burke walks in, saved by Harvey. He covers up, loose puck on the rebound. This one's jammed wide. And now Chandler, he gets sent into the ice. Bodies flying down there at the blue line. It hops over the stick of Parsons. It's back to Cameron. Parsons missed that pass. Now Robichaud will send one deep. And that'll do it for the second period of play through 2 periods. The Bandits lead the Wildcats 2-0 here on High Borton Sports. We'll be right back for the third period of play right after this.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back to High Button Sports. Third period of action between the Bandits and the Wildcats here from the Apple Dome. And we're underway. Lonergan gets a pass out at center, tries to make a move. This one's turned aside, and now Schlender picks it up, sends it up to Ayotte. Smith reached for that one. Now it's back behind the net. Schlender sends one up the wall to Lonergan. Lonergan can't get that one. Ayotte sends it back down deep. Fowler picks it up for the Cats. Now back up. Going to be wheeled in. The shot coming off the shoulder of Doucette. Rebound in front. And Doucette will stop that, cover up one more time, and we'll get a face-off. Face-off coming to the left of Doucette. It'll be Ferguson and Burke on the draw. Ferguson wins it forward. A big chop off the draw. Now it's McLaughlin who drops it back down deep. Howard's over there. He gets roughed off the puck. Somehow staying up. Have not seen that kid fall to the ice yet. Now Keating. He muscles his man off the puck, and now it's back across. McKay sends it down deep. Now it's Howard. He sends it up to Ferguson. Ferguson driving down. His shot. Saved by Doucette and covered up. And we'll get a face-off. Shots 26-15 in favor of the Bandits. Now Martin will work in on the draw with Cameron. Martin wins it back to the point. It's sent in. Shot blocked on the way to the net. Now Hayes behind the net. Picked up by Rude. Rude spins on his man. Tries to find an option. Drops it behind the net. Now out to the slot. And this one goes back past the line. And now it's back for Charlie McLaughlin. He'll pick it up. Sends it across to Bartow Kelly. Bartow Kelly up the wall. Now back into the slot. It's tipped aside by McLaughlin. Now rolls. Chips that one. And Martin's away. Martin tries to send it cross ice to Rude. Rude picks it up off the heel of his stick. Now sends it back into the corner. Martin, he's on there. Lays a bump. Separates his man from the puck. Now back to Bartow Kelly. Sends a shot through. Blocked in front. And now Cameron sends this one down the ice. It'll be wide of the net. And we'll get an icing call. So face-off will come back down into the Bandit zone. Face-off won by Ferguson. It was a battle off the draw, and now Cameron will send it to the half wall. Chipped by Young. And now Young will send it deep. Bandits go off for a wholesale change as the Wildcats regroup behind the net. Now it's Greeno working up. He's going to wind in, stops up down low. Sends it back out to the slot. Now pass for Ayotte. Got taken away. Ayotte working in, and he's going to be just offside. That one will be called offside at the line. 17:03. Still no shots on goal registered up on the board here in the third frame. Now it's back to the captain, McLean. He sends a pass up to Smith, who hits Ayotte. Ayotte down to Schlender. This one's off his stick. He evades a hit, and now it's into the corner. Robichaud tried to backhand it up the wall. Now some Bodies falling down there on top of the puck. McGuire finally gets one chip to center. Lonergan has it chipped away from him. Now it's back out to neutral ice. McLean wheeling up. Chipped away from him by McGuire. Now McLean back to neutral ice, taken away by Lonergan. He's in all alone. Backhanded in. Saved by Doucette. Rebounds there. This one's turned aside as well. Now Doucette keeping that one on the right side of the goal line, and we'll get a face off. Now Robertson sends it around to Harris. Harris up the wall, almost picked off by Gallant. Now Martin chips at that. Now it's Gallant working in. He sends it back to Martin off of his stick, and now Greeno's shot goes through in front, lands in front of the net. Now a chance for Martin working in. Onto Martin to the slot. A shot from Rolls just rolled off his stick. Now it's back to the line. Greeno sends it in. Martin working in, tried to send a move in front. He's taken down. Now Gallant working into Burke. Now in front, shot from Rolls. Backhand turned aside by Doucette. And now it's Chandler. Enzo Chandler skating up. Drops that one, shot turned aside, and now it's in front for Chandler. He gets knocked off the puck, loses his balance, and now Ferguson sends it ahead. Drop back for Ferguson. Takes a shot just from about where he scored his first goal yesterday. And now it's a chance in front for Ferguson, driving to the backhand. Howard in front. He had that hop off his stick, and now away is Camus. McLaughlin poked at that one, taken away from him, and now Ferguson will chip one back up the wall. Finally gets to Howard. He's in there. Ferguson lays a bump. Getting worked down in the corner. Cameron tried to come away with it, but now it's Howard. He'll chip it down the wall. Labucki. Cross ice. This one off the neutral zone, and now it'll be sent back by Bartow Kelly. A couple of men bump in there at the blue line, and now Labucki has Howard on him. Howard gets a stick on that one, goes behind the net. Picked up in front. Great chance for the Wildcats, but two players in front of the net, and Howard up at the top of the slot. Nobody really in a dangerous area. Now Bartow Kelly will send it back. Has that puck stripped of him. And now some bodies flying in the corner down by the half wall. It's Bartow Kelly. Works it down deep, in on Doucette. Now McLean. As this one goes cross ice. This is the pass, and now Keating sends it back up the wall. Left there for Robichaud. Robichaud tried to chop at that. And now it's in. It's Ben Rood. He's trying to give chase. Picked up by McLean. McLean sends it all the way down the ice. No icing called there from the linesman. McGuire chipped it there left for Ayotte. Now Ayotte sends it down to Smith. Schlender. He falls, but gets that puck back to McLean, but it hops over his stick, and the Bandits will have to regroup. Parsons to McLean. That pass bumped away from him. Back up the wall to Schlender. Schlender through neutral ice. It's off the skate of McGuire. McGuire sends it back up to McLean at the blue line, and he'll go for a skate and send it in. Bandits go off for a change. Now the Wildcats able to break it back to neutral ice. Chipped ahead for Robichaud. Robichaud just out of the reach of that, and he's got it again. Robichaud chips it in. Now away goes Camus. He's breaking down 1-on-3 through a couple of bodies, but the puck doesn't go with him. And now it's back out to Robichaud, who's breaking in. His shot wide of the net. And now a puck battle along the near side wall. Rolls able to keep that one in. It's still kept in there from the shot by Lonergan. Lonergan misses that one, a neutral ice. And now Chandler picks it up, sends it through center. Burke driving in, shot snagged by Harvey. And we will get a face-off. 27-19, the shots on net in favor of the Bandits now. Still in charge with a 2-goal lead. Cameron and Martin on the draw. Cameron wins it back. Robertson across to Harris. Harris' shot goes through, and that's wide. Now it's raced onto by Greeno. Greeno chipped ahead to Lonergan, who misses that one. Back to Diebel. Greeno will send it down. Robertson picks it up. This one's up across. And in for Young. Young sends it to Cameron, but Cameron had that one stripped from him. Pass to center. Now Lonergan going away for the Wildcats. Chance to break their goose egg off the shot from Rolls. It goes over the net. Now Lonergan to center. Martin to Rolls. Shot scores! Rolls from Martin. Backdoor play on the rebound, and they've cut the lead to 1. Face off, one at center. Chip back up the wall to Schlender. Now it's back down deep. Bartow Kelly on it. Picked up by the Bandits. A shot coming from the point. It's blocked in front. Ferguson's away. He's got a chance to go in. He's got a couple of guys with him. Ferguson shot in off the bar. Now Hayes up the wall. That one's missed at the point. Wildcats able to keep it in. Ferguson sends it back down into the corner. Howard, first time on that one. Now Bartow Kelly up the wall. Will chip it back to the line. It goes all the way back for the bookie. Across for Hayes. Hayes up to Ayotte. Tried to hit Chandler. Now here goes Chandler away. Enzo Chandler working in. Shot up high, and Harvey will snag that one. Minutes on the clock. This one back off the draw by the Bandits, but now a chance away for the Wildcats. Hunter, Martin, and Lonergan. Martin shot off the pad just wide. Now McKay back down low. Martin makes a nice move there, taken away by Chandler. Chandler gets stripped by Martin. This one's worked back up the wall. Martin, his shot through for McKay goes wide. It's on top of the net, and that one's blown dead. Now a face off to the left of Doucette. 9:30 to go. Face off won by the Bandits, but it's kept in. Noah jumps over to the stick of McKay, or Keating. Now Keating across to Lonergan. Chips it back to McKay, to Keating. Up the wall. Tried to find Martin. Now Martin sends it back on the other side of the red line. Wildcats coming on the attack. Now here's Rolls. Rolls tried to drag one. Puck gets to the net, and Doucette will cover up. Now Robichaud and Ayotte working in on the draw. Puck one back. Robertson sends it around the wall. McLaughlin able to be first on that, but the Wildcats ain't able to keep it in. Trip Greeno. Makes a move in the defensive zone. Sends it up the wall to Gallant. This one's taken away in front. Schlender, his shot doesn't get to the net. Now Robichaud taken down. No call on the play. And now Hayes sends it back to the bookie. He sends it back cross ice to Hayes. Now Hayes drives in. He runs his man down. And now Schlender in there on the forecheck as well. Smith pinned to the wall. Now it's back to middle ice for Rude, who sends it to Greeno. Greeno working in. Stops up, backhander at neutral ice in the slot. He gets ran over. And now the Wildcats regrouping in the defensive zone. A pass out to the middle intended for McLaughlin. Will miss him. It'll go all the way for the icing, and we'll get a face-off back down in the Wildcats end to the left of Jonah Harvey. Shots 29-22 now. The Wildcats inching closer. One goal closer as well. Puck comes back off the draw, skips across the stick of McLean, and now Rude's giving chase. McLaughlin tries to send a body into McLean off the forecheck. And now Camus working up with it through the middle of the ice. He's going to work in, drive down, shot turned aside by Harvey up into the corner. And now Bartow Kelly back across to Fowler. Fowler works one up the wall. It's chipped in, but not out. And now shot from Parsons at the wall, blocked by Howard. Puck knocked off the stick of Ferguson. Back down low. Burke picks it up. He's driving. Goes back to the point. Shot coming in. This one turned aside in front. A rebound goes into the corner. Now Ferguson, he comes away with it, but he loses the puck. Chandler's in there to break it up. Howard out to neutral ice, and now Howard's away. He's got 3 men to beat. Howard driving low, drops it back up to Ferguson. This puck taken away. It's McKay who grabs it. Back to Greeno. And now Howard in front, tries to hit Rolls, breaking in. Now Young sends it back up the wall. Howard takes it away. Ferguson's there. Now Rolls back up the wall. Now Greeno has a shot going through. It's off the wall. McKay to Cameron at neutral ice. Taken away by Martin. Martin makes a move. Drops it to Lonergan. Lonergan in front. Backhanded on. Blocker save. And now McKay in there chipping in. Now back to Martin at the point. He's going to walk in, take a shot, back door, just wide. Now Lonergan in front. Martin, glove save by Doucette. So some good offensive chances for the Wildcats late. Burke taking the draw for the Bandits against Martin. He wins it. Back to the point, kept in by McKay. Good job to use his body, but it's called a hand pass. Went off the shoulder of McKay. Referee Ryan O'Rourke calling that one a hand pass. Refed a couple of games in my time with Mr. O'Rourke. Now back to Greeno. He sends a shot through, tipped in front. This one just goes wide, and now chance behind the net. Martin back to the point to Greeno. Greeno sends a shot through, tipped in front. Rebound laying loose in front. Now McKay getting back on D. Burke driving in wide. He's going to stop up, send a shot through off the glass, in behind the net and up into the netting. Face-off will come back down in the Wildcats end to the right of Jonah Harvey. Ferguson working in on the draw against Ayotte. One around the wall to Howard, but he just can't get that. A good set play there from the Wildcats. Trying to spring Caleb Howard on the breakaway. Now it's back behind the net. Wildcats trying to work it out of their own end. Back behind the net. Keating sends this one back across. Tried to find Howard on the stretch pass, and Howard gets taken down at center ice. Now Ferguson able to muscle it in. This one goes to neutral ice. It's back up off the stick of Schlender. Linesmen say no ice. Charlie McLaughlin has to be quick on that one. Piece first to the puck. It's up to Ferguson, who's away. Ferguson driving wide. Tries to make a move. This one doesn't get through the skates of Schlender or McLean. Now back up the wall to McLaughlin. McLaughlin to the point. Shot coming in from Keating. Tipped in front. I hit a couple of sticks, and now it's to the wall. This one's going to be sent down the ice. Referee or linesman has his hand up for the ice. It'll go, and we're going to face off back down in the Bandit zone. .358 to go in the third period. Face out to the right of Doucette. Martin, Burke. Face off one by Burke. Back to McLean. He tries to chip it up the wall. Can't get it past Lonergan. Now it gets to the near side. Fowler chips it back down in. It's sent in by Rolls, and it'll be finally picked up by McLean. Gets to center with it. Martin's away. A chance for the Wildcats. Martin driving in. Tries to go cross ice shot. Saved by Doucette. Now Rolls. His shot coming through. Scores! That one waved off immediately. Referees will go to center. An unusual call on this one. Face-off will come back into the Bandit zone. Face-off, one back by the Bandits. This one goes around up the wall to Chandler. He's at neutral ice. Enzo Chandler chips it in offside. So we're going to draw right outside the Wildcats blue line, right in front of their bench. Burke and Robichaud on the draw. Burke's taken a lot of draws late in this game for the Bandits. He wins it in. Burke driving wide, backhanded on, tried to jam it home. This one turned aside by Harvey. Now it's up the wall. Robichaud working in, sends one deep. An icing call. Referee points to center ice. call that might have been influenced by the fans behind me. The face-off will come back to center ice. Line of Ferguson, McLaughlin, and Howard will roll back out. Bandits have this one taken away off the draw. Howard's in quickly. What a good play by Harris to play that to safety. Back into the corner. Howard down low, and now Robertson plays out one of the wall. Camus picks it up. Now he's driving in. Tries to make a move, cut to the net. Can't get to the net. He's into the corner. Ferguson picks it up. Tries to find McLaughlin breaking out. Now a chip to center. Harris back out to the center ice. Howard flies by that one. McLaughlin puts a stick on the shin pads of Camus. Now McKay back up through the middle of the ice. Ferguson picks it up. Puts a move on his man. Gets stuck behind the net. Ferguson to Robertson, back to Ferguson in front. This one can't find the stick of McLaughlin. Now Keating works it back in. McLaughlin tries to beat Robertson there. Robertson drops it back for Harris. Harris up the wall. Kept in by Keating. Keating sends it into Harris, but his pass out to neutral ice finds Chandler. Chandler tries to break through, but Ferguson picks it up for the Wildcats. He's away. Ferguson driving in deep. Gonna cut to the front of the net, sends one out front, no good. No one's there for the Wildcats. Rolls. Sends one off to Keating. Keating puts it back in. Lonergan's on it. Lonergan back down deep. Now Keating has a man breaking behind him, but it's poked away from Chandler. Back up the ice. Martin tried to hit Rolls. Now Martin has it. He's working in. Goes to the middle, but it's taken away by McLean. Back up the wall. Chandler can't reach that one. It's back to McLaughlin. Sends it over to Keating. Keating up the wall through middle, and now Parsons sends one back down in. Connor Keating has time. He's going to go for a skate. Sends it to Lonergan across the blue line. Lonergan moving in. Drops it back to Rolls. He picks it up, drops it along the half wall, but an empty net, and the most unopportune tune for it. Unopportune time for it. There you go. Now the Bandits break in. Chance in front for Ferguson. He's trying to find the loose puck. Now Ferguson with 27 to go, wheeling up. He's got speed. Tommy Ferguson tries to send one to the net. Rebound in front. This one's picked up by Rolls, and now Martin working in. Martin down low. Penalty coming. The Bandits will touch up. And now with 6 seconds to go on the clock, we'll get a penalty coming. It'll be 6 on 5. 6 on 4, rather, for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats will call a timeout. So 6 seconds. The Wildcats will go back to the bench, try and draw up a set play. Wildcats sending out Greeno, McKay, Rolls, Lonergan, and Martin, along with Tommy Ferguson. Cameron works in on the draw for the Bandits. It's one back. Harris sends it around the wall. It'll make its way out of the zone as the clock strikes 0. The Bandits take this one, and the Wildcats will drop the second game of their opening weekend, moving to 1-1 on the season. Dayton Camo for High Button Sports. We thank you for tuning into this one. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday, folks, and we'll see you next time.